The Senate will come to order. I ask everyone present to please rise and repeat with me the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Rabbi Buttman is with us today to give us the invocation. He is from the Lubavitch Youth Organization in Brooklyn, New York.
Let us pray. Avinu Shebashamayim, our Heavenly Father, please bestow your benevolence on the members of the New York State Senate. Bless them personally and their families with all good things so that they should be able to serve you and the people in the state of New York faithfully as they have until now. Especially if today or lately, the members of the New York State Senate have passed a resolution honoring the Rebbe, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem M. Schneerson, with 114 days of education, commemorating 114 days since the birth of the Rebbe. The Rebbe cared for the education of each child, regardless of race, religion, color, or creed. I heard the Rebbe say many times that he wants each child to know that there is an eye that sees, and there is an ear that hears, and that the world is not a jungle. In 1991, before I went to Washington to open the United States Senate, which is a branch, of course, of this Senate, I went to see the Rebbe, and the Rebbe said to me, take with you a tzedakah box, a charity box, and during your prayer, you should offer $1 into the charity box, and everybody should see what you are doing, and they should know what charity, what money should be used for. So it is my unique pleasure today and privilege to do what the Rebbe told me. And I'm putting in $1, in which it says, "In God we trust," into the pushka, into the charity box right now. And I would invite each and every one of you, if you want, to participate as well. But I don't want you to think that this is a fundraising campaign, because if it were, we would ask you for much more than $1. This is a campaign for goodness and kindness. You were chosen, each and every single one of you. You were chosen by Almighty God and by the people in the state of New York to be the custodians of laws, of goodness and kindness and honesty, democracy and decency for the people in the state of New York. And because New York is such a great state and has influence on all the states in the Union, you also have influence on all over the United States. And by extension, as the United States of America is a superpower, you have influence all over the world. So all the laws and all the good things that you do in this chamber are not limited only to the people of New York. They are universal, because everyone is looking up to you. What do the people in the state of New York do? I want you to know that every Shabbos, every Saturday, in our shuls, in our synagogues, we say a special prayer for you. We say, "V'chol mi she'oskim b'tzorchei tzibur be'emuno." I don't want to test your Hebrew, but it means all those who serve the public faithfully as you do. We offer a special prayer for you, that Almighty God should keep His benevolence on you, and save you, and guard you, and keep you, and give you all the things that you need, and give you a lot of happiness and success, not only in your public life, but indeed in your personal lives. And let us say, Amen.
I like this. It is.
I'm making money today.
You certainly are. Tell me what the best is.
do it when you get to them.
Okay.
So read through it. Are you ready, Chris? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The reading of the journal.
In Senate, Sunday, April 10th, the Senate met pursuant to adjournment. The journal of Saturday, April 9th, was read and approved. On motion, Senate adjourned.
Without objection, the journal stands approved as read. Presentation of petitions. Messages from the Assembly.
Secretary read.
Secretary will read.
On page 11, Senator Ritchie moved to discharge from the Committee on Agriculture Assembly Bill number 8082 and substitute with the identical Senate Bill 4851A, third reading calendar 176. On page 21, Senator Venditto moved to discharge from the Committee on Codes Assembly Bill number 6503A and substitute with the identical Senate Bill 3822A, third reading calendar 432.
So ordered. Okay. Messages from the Governor. Reports of standing committees. Reports of select committees. Communications and reports from state officers. Motions and resolutions.
Madam President, on page 9, I offer the following amendments to calendar number 98, Senate print number 6469, bill by Senator Amador, and ask that the bill retain its place on third reading calendar.
Ordered.
On page 11, I offer the following amendments to calendar number 194, Senate print 4926B by Senator O'Mara, and ask that said bill retain its place on the third reading calendar.
So ordered.
And lastly, on page 27, I offer the following amendments to calendar 504, Senate print 6565 by Senator Lanza, and ask that said bill retain its place on the third reading calendar.
So ordered.
Would you please recognize Senator Gianaris?
Senator Gianaris.
Thank you, Madam President. On behalf of Senator Stavisky, on page number 18, I offer the following amendments to calendar 383, Senate print 3193, and ask that said bill retain its place on the third reading calendar.
So ordered.
Madam President,
Francisco.
I would now like to hand up some committee assignments.
So ordered. Oh, no. Okay. Committee assignments so received.
Thank you. I'd like to now call an immediate meeting of the Rules Committee in room 332.
Immediate meeting of the Rules Committee in room 332 at the Capitol. The Senate will stand at ease. Bang, bang.
Get there, the sooner we get back.
All right.
Thank you.
Francisco.
Could we return to reports of standing committees for a report of the Rules Committee?
We will return to reports of standing committees, and the Secretary will read the report of the Rules Committee.
Senator Flanagan from the Committee on Rules reports the following bills. Senate Print 3891 by Senator Nozzolio, enact amend the Volunteer Firefighters Benefit Law. Senate 5056C by Senator Young, enact amend the Real Property Tax Law. Senate 5670A by Senator Valesky, enact amend the State Finance Law. Senate 6726A by Senator Serino, enact amend the Tax Law. Senate 6891 by Senator Hoylman, enact authorize. Senate 7003 by Senator Flanagan, enact amend the Education Law. Senate 7013A by Senator Serino, enact amend the Vehicle and Traffic Law. Senate 7158A by Senator Laval, enact amend the Tax Law. Senate 7235 by Senator O'Mara, enact amend the Tax Law. And Senate 7236 by Senator Ritchie, enact amend the Tax Law. All bills reported direct to third reading.
Senator DeFrancisco.
I move to accept the report of the Rules Committee.
All in favor of accepting the Committee on Rules report signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the Rules report is accepted and before the House. Senator DeFrancisco.
Could we now take up the non-controversial reading of the active list for today?
We'll begin with the active list reading of today's calendar. With calendar number 43, the Secretary will read.
Calendar number 43 by Senator Hannan, Senate Print 5313A, enact amend the Public Health Law.
Last section.
Section 5, the statute take effect on the 180th day.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 55, nays 2. Senators Felder and Lanza recorded in the negative.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 176 by Member of the Assembly McGee, Assembly Print 8082, an act to amend the Agricultural Markets Law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 56, nays 1. Senator Espaillat recorded the negative.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 180 by Senator Ritchie, Senate Print 4188C, an act to amend the Public Health Law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 57.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 208 by Senator Little, Senate Print 4296B, an act to amend the Vehicle and Traffic Law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect on the 1st of January.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Senator Little to explain her vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to thank all who are supporting this piece of legislation. It's a new bill, and what it actually does is require that when you go and have your car inspected on an annual basis, the person inspecting the car checks with the website where it's called safercar.gov, a federal website, and it will indicate whether or not you have an active recall on that car. And then on your inspection report, you will get the message, yes, you have an active recall on your car, and this is the recall. And the reason for doing this is that very often cars are sold, and I know I have sold a car, traded it in, and then months later get a recall notice on the car that I already sold, which you throw away. So this is a way, and especially if you bought a car from a relative, a friend, there's no record, no quick record, so that you get a recall immediately. We know that there's one manufacturer who has just sent out more recalls about an airbag that can spit out kind of material, sharp items from it. And many, many more cars are being recalled. In 2015, 51 million vehicles had a recall on them. So this is one way of having an annual reminder. It's up to the person to go and do something about it, take their car to a manufacturer who will fix the car for free. And I think it's a good bill, and I appreciate support for it. Thank you very much.
Senator Little to be recorded in the affirmative. Announce the results.
Ayes 58.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 231 by Senator Little, Senate Print 1229A, an act to amend the Arts and Cultural Affairs Law.
Last section.
Section 6, this act should take effect on the 60th day.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 57, nays 1. Senator DeFrancisco recorded the negative.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 421 by Senator Carlucci, Senate Print 6528, an act to amend Lawrence Law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Senator Carlucci to explain his vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. Right now in New York State, we have over 10,000 men, women, and children currently waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. And unfortunately, in New York, about every 15 hours, someone passes away while waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. And what makes matters worse is here in New York, we lag behind almost every state in the nation when it comes to the percentage of people that are eligible, that are actually enrolled in the organ donor program. Lawrence Law, this legislation that we're voting on right now, to make permanent, is an effort to change that. It's named after a young girl named Lauren Shields, who, when she was 9 years old, she spent 15 days on life support waiting for a life-saving heart transplant. And she's one of the lucky ones. She received that life-saving heart transplant in the nick of time. And since then, she has spoken to anyone that she can about her ordeal, her experience, and she'd be here today, but she's studying for exams in school. But she wanted to be here. But what we're trying to do is make it permanent. When we originally passed this bill, it took effect October 3rd of 2013. And what it does is very simple. We found that over 97% of the people that enroll in the organ donor program do it through the Department of Motor Vehicles. So, hey, we don't have to recreate the wheel. Let's just do what other states already do and incorporate that in New York State. So now when you go to the DMV, you're asked a question. Would you like to be an organ donor? Yes, or skip the question. And since October 3rd of 2013, when this bill took effect, and thanks to Senator Hannan with some tweaks and amendments, we've seen the numbers increase. we've actually seen a 60% increase in the percentage of people that actually enroll. And we believe that just in the next 4 years, by keeping Lawrence Law going, we're going to enroll another 500,000 people. Those are the numbers that we predict. Now, what this bill would do is make Lawrence Law permanent. So it doesn't have to come before us every few years, but make sure that that's a permanent change so we can move forward in saving people's lives. So I want to thank Senator Flanagan, our Majority Leader Flanagan, for really pushing these issues, Senator Serino and Senator Hannan, who have bills on the floor today, because I think this is a bright day. This is a day really where we're making a pivot turn. And we're saying in New York, we can do better, we will do better. By passing this law, making Lawrence Law permanent, we will save lives. So I want to thank all the senators for voting yes on this legislation. I want to thank the advocates that are here. Thank you for your hard work and dedication to making sure that this bill and other bills like it become a reality in New York and we save people's lives. I'll be voting in the affirmative. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Carlucci in the affirmative. Announce the results.
Ayes 58.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 422 by Senator Perkins, Senate Print 6887, Act Amend Chapter 192 of the laws of 2011.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 58.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 423 by Senator Hannan, Senate Print 6952A, an act amend the public health law.
Last section.
Section 4, this act should take effect on the 1st of January.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 58.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 424 by Senator Little, Senate Print 819A, an act amend the penal law.
Last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect on the 1st of November.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 58.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 425 by Senator Klein, Senate Print 1524, an act amend the penal law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect on the 1st of November.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 58.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 431 by Senator Nozzolio, Senate Print 3806, an act amend the penal law.
Last section.
Section 4, this act should take effect on the 1st of November.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Results.
In relation to calendar 431, those recorded in the negative are Senators Hassel-Thompson, Kruger, Montgomery, and Perkins. Ayes 54, nays 4.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 432 by Member of the Assembly Kuzik, Assembly Print 6503A, an act amend the criminal procedure law.
Last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect on the 1st of November.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 57, nays 1. Senator Montgomery recorded the negative.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 439 by Senator Savino, Senate Print 3667, act amend the executive law.
Read the last section.
Section 4, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 58.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 450 by Senator Diaz, Senate Print 113, an act amend the penal law.
Last section.
Section 5, this act should take effect on the 1st of November.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 58.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 452 by Senator Gallivan, Senate Print 395, an act amend the penal law.
Last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 58.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 457 by Senator Boyle, Senate Print 610, an act amend the penal law.
Read the last section.
Section 4, this act should take effect on the 180th day.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Senator Kruger to explain her vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. You know, you read the title of the bill and you think, how can you vote against this? Obviously, revenge pornography is a very disturbing concept. But when you read the bill, you understand that it can literally be teenagers sexting to each other, which is happening in every high school in our state. It's disturbing. Teenagers don't necessarily understand the ramifications of sharing photos of each other and then distributing them widely. New York State already has a law on cyberbullying and sexting by teenagers involving mandatory counseling and community service. I actually think that's the right way to approach this, including broader education of our teenagers about what is and is not appropriate behavior. I'm disturbed at the idea of moving this into the felony column and ending up in a situation where teenagers could find themselves with jail time because they were stupid teenagers with cameras on their phones. I vote no. Thank you, Mr.
Senator
President.
Kruger to be recorded in the negative. Announce the results.
Ayes 50.
Results.
In relation to calendar 457, those recorded in the negative are Senators Hamilton, Hassel-Thompson, Kruger, Montgomery, and Rivera. Ayes 53, nays 5.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 465 by Senator Kennedy, Senate Print 1499, Act to amend the Penal Law.
Last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect on the 90th day.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 57, nays 1. Senator Perkins recorded in the negative.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 467 by Senator Carlucci, Senate Print 1740, an act to amend the Penal Law.
Last section.
Section 12, this act should take effect on the 1st of November.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 57, nays 1. Senator Montgomery recorded in the negative.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 477 by Senator Young, Senate Print 2993, an act to amend the Criminal Procedure Law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 57, nays 1. Senator Perkins recorded in the negative.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 491 by Senator Serino, Senate Print 3694A, an act to amend the Penal Law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect on the 1st of November.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Results.
In relation to calendar 491, those recorded in the negative are Senators Hassel-Thompson, Montgomery, and Perkins. Ayes 55, nays 3.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 498 by Senator Venditto, Senate Print 4777, an act to amend the Penal Law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect on the 1st of November.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 57, nays 1. Senator Montgomery recorded in the negative.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 500 by Senator Croce, Senate Print 5201, an act to amend the Penal Law.
Last section.
Section 4, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 56, nays 2. Senators Montgomery and Perkins recorded in the negative.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 511 by Senator Parker, Senate Print 3549A, an act to amend the Not-for-Profit Corporation Law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect November 11, 2017.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 58.
The bill is passed. Senator DeFrancisco, that completes the non-controversial reading of today's active list calendar.
Thank you. I know at the desk there's a Senate supplemental calendar number 33A. Can we take up the non-controversial reading of that calendar?
We will take up the non-controversial reading of Senate supplemental calendar 33A. And the Secretary will read.
Calendar number 537 by Senator Nozzolio, Senate Print 3891, an act to amend the Volunteer Firefighters Benefit Law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 58.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 538 by Senator Young, Senate Print 5056C, an act to amend the Real Property Tax Law.
Last section.
Section 9, this act should take effect July 1, 2016.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 58.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 539 by Senator Valesky, Senate Print 5670A, an act to amend the State Finance Law.
Read the last section.
Section 4, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 57, nays 1. Senator Griffo recorded in the negative.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 540 by Senator Serino, Senate Print 6726A, an act to amend the tax law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect on the 1st of June.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Senator Serino to explain her vote.
Savino.
Senator Savino to explain her vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank Senator Serino for introducing this bill. You may have read in the newspapers there's a movement across this state and across the country to finally add feminine hygiene supplies to the list of untaxed items. It is I guess a way of providing some tax relief to women everywhere, young girls in particular. But on behalf of women of a certain age everywhere, I would love to offer a friendly amendment and ask for a rebate program, Senator Serino. But I know it would probably bankrupt the state. But I vote in favor of this bill. Thank you.
Senator Savino to be recorded in the affirmative on Senator Serino's bill, and the Secretary will announce the results.
Ayes 58.
The bill is passed.
Senator Hoylman moves to discharge from the Committee on Cities Assembly Bill number 9454 and substitute the identical Senate Bill 6891, 30 and calendar 541.
The substitution is so ordered, and the Secretary will read. There is a home rule message present at the desk.
Calendar number 541 by member of the Assembly Glick, Assembly Print 9454, an act to authorize.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 58.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 542 by Senator Flanagan, Senate Print 7003, enactment of the education law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Senator Montgomery to explain her vote.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I see that Senator Flanagan, our leader Flanagan, has introduced legislation which would address an issue related to health of young people. He would like there to be instructions and information relating to blood, bone, marrow, and organ and tissue donations. And certainly, who could be against young people learning about this? However, last week or a week before, I think it was Senator Klein had a similar bill around health information for young people in their schools. His would talk about sex education, I believe. At least it was getting close to sex education. But none of these bills address who is going to actually present that information, and why is it not part of a comprehensive school-based health clinic professional staff that we provide for young people to receive this information, as well as so much other information that we know they need and we know that is important in terms of our health system, including young people in our state. So while I am going to vote yes, it is a protest vote, because for years I have talked about school-based health in our schools that would provide comprehensive health and social and mental health services, information, and education, including sex education and every other aspect of the needs of young people's health. So to Senator Flanagan, I ask that you consider school-based health clinics a priority, not just to continue to do this piecemeal, piece by piece, and in fact, it never becomes part of what we do for young people in our state. So I vote yes, but it's a protest yes. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Montgomery to be recorded in the affirmative. Announce results.
Ayes 58.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 543 by Senator Serino, Senate Print 7013A, enactment of vehicle and traffic law.
Last section.
Section 4, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll. Can I have some order in the House, please? Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Senator Serino to explain her vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. People spend years waiting for organs that could save their lives. When those organs finally become available, we need to ensure that organ delivery vehicles can get from point A to point B as quickly as possible and safely as possible, and designating them as an emergency vehicle will empower them to do so. This bill would make more options available for emergency transportation of organ and human tissue delivery so that transport would not need to rely so heavily on ambulance and ambulance supervisory vehicles. When lives are on the line, you cannot afford to waste a single second. I vote aye, and I also want to thank my co-sponsor, Senator O'Mara, Senator Campaignan, and Senator David Colucci for your help with organ donations. Thank you.
Senator Serino to be recorded in the affirmative. Announce the results.
Ayes 58.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 544 by Senator Lavelle, Senate Print 7158A, enactment of tax law.
Last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect on the same date and same manner as Section Part RR of Chapter of Laws of 2016.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Senator Espaillat to explain his vote.
For several years now, I have voted against these farm bills because of the conditions affecting farm workers in the farms across the state of New York. As you know, they still don't get overtime pay. They do not get days off rest. They don't get the right to collectively bargain or organize with a union. But last week, we passed the budget, and in the budget, we passed a provision increasing the minimum wage to $15 across the city of New York and across the state of New York in a different time frame. Within that bill, we passed a farm workers workforce retention credit for Nassau and Suffolk County for $500 for over 5 years for each worker. This bill calls for an expansion of that to $1,500. There's another bill on the calendar that does it for another region of the state. This is a barter game, and I'm happy that the farm workers will get $15 an hour eventually, but just be mindful that we are continuing to invest in our farm industry, and we have increased this farm workers retention credit from $500 to $1,500 for 5 years. And I will be voting in the affirmative, Mr. President.
Senator Espaillat to be recorded in the affirmative. Announce the results.
Ayes 58.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 545 by Senator O'Mara, Senate Print 7235, enactment of the tax law.
Last section.
Section 4, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 58.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 546 by Senator Ritchie, Senate Print 7236, enactment of the tax law.
Last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect in the same date, same manner as Chapter of the Laws of 2016.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 58.
The bill is passed. Senator DeFrancisco, that completes the non-controversial reading of Senate Supplemental Calendar 33A.